most of the times in the morning, and to keep you company. Today, he is here in his capacity as campaign lead, Trans-African Tourism and Unity Campaign. Ras Mubarak, good morning.
Senna, it's good to see you.
Yes, good to see you too. It's been a while.
I thought I was the only bald head Rasta. But looking at how yours has receded so fast.
That's an interesting one. But nice to see you.
It's good to see you. It's been quite a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
How
Each
have
time
you been?
I come into the studio.
Yes, I'm usually not here.
Mostly not here.
Yes.
Yes.
When you come in, it gives me an opportunity to take a small break. And thank you for always agreeing to do that, because anytime Erica has gotten in touch with you, you've always been readily available to step in and try to rediscover the days.
Radio Gold is home, and it's always a pleasure coming back, to spend time with many millions of, viewers up and down the country. And it's amazing. I didn't know you reach as far as the northern region.
Oh.
Sometimes we get, calls when we open the phone lines from the northern region.
Yes.
Like, wow.
I think
quite interesting.
I think nowadays, because of the evolution of the internet and digital radio and everything, anybody can listen to you anywhere they are.
True.
I think one of the things maybe we need to do is look at the cost of data within Ghana itself to make it easier for people to.
You're absolutely right,
Yes.
because data is expensive. And it's not just data. I mean, our country is one of the most expensive I have seen around, Africa. And I think if you want to create more jobs and opportunities for people, we need to look at the cost of doing business in the country.
Okay.
Because I see when businesses are doing well, they're able to expand and grow.
Okay.
And when they expand, what it means is that they are employing more people.
A lot more people, yeah.
And when they employ more people, what it means is that government is benefiting. Because these people will pay income tax, they would have a disposable income to spend, etc. So these are some of the things that we need to look at in the long term. And I'm big on tourism.
Okay.
I follow it.
I realize that you're doing a lot of that nowadays.
I'm of the view that we can even wean ourselves of dependence on gold and cocoa. And tourism can give us that. Look, there are countries around the world that depend largely on tourism. About 60% of their budget is funded from tourism. I mean, you go to Bahamas, although a small country, but you see loads and loads of ships carrying tourists from all over the world. You go to Barbados, it's the same story. You go to Greece, it's the same story. So if others are harnessing and using the power and opportunity of tourism. People want to see good things.
Okay.
I mean, look at how beautiful the Volta region is.
Yes.
Look at Mount Afajatu. We're not promoting it enough. I mean, look at the Kintampo areas. And I don't know whether you know this.
Yeah.
But there's a mango tree that Kwame Nkrumah planted that still bears fruit till date.
Really?
And we're not even marketing it in Kintampo.
Oh, I see.
Yes. And I've met people from Kintampo who've told me they never even knew something like that existed. So the opportunity and the chance to put ourselves high up there on the map, for me as a strategy, we should be wanting to make ourselves the Mecca of tourism in Africa.
The Mecca of tourism.
The Mecca of tourism. That potential is there. We've got everything it takes to make Ghana the Mecca of tourism. And I sincerely believe that if we put in place the necessary conditions, we would get there and be able to raise a lot of revenue. Because you see, we depend on our traditional natural resources. But sometimes it throws our budget off gear. If prices plummet on the global stage, if the prices of gold or cocoa reduces on the global stage,
then we have a problem.
It throws our budget off gear. We faced the same problem in 2015, 2016 when we were in government, where gold prices and cocoa prices were down. So we need to look at diversifying, alternative ways of generating resources for the country without necessarily raising taxes, right? And one of them is undoubtedly tourism. I'll give you a typical example. Currently, we receive about 2 million tourists in a year in our country, majority of them from North America, largely black Americans.
Okay.
Of course, because of the story of slavery, Cape Coast Castle, But when they come here, Senna, they are so tired by the time they even finish Cape Coast. You know why? The flight from New York or from, DC is about 11 hours.
Okay.
So the person lands into Ghana first time. He's going to do a road journey from Accra to Cape Coast. Another 4 hours or 5 hours in traffic.
Yeah.
So he finishes and
the
he's
road
already
is not in such good condition.
Exhausted, and he's, tired to be able to do Afajato, to be able to do Kumasi, to be able to go, right? So what you can do, encourage the private sector to run choppers.
Okay.
Accra, Cape Coast. 20 minutes maximum, or less than 20 minutes actually. 15 minutes, take off their landing in Cape Coast.
Okay.
That way tourists are well relaxed. And if somebody can pay over $1,000 to buy a ticket to Ghana, some $100 from Accra to Cape Coast by choppers, by helicopters is what the person cannot afford, they would be happy to do that than to, torture themselves in crazy traffic through Accra into the west, into the central region. Okay, and this is not rocket science. In other places, people are taking advantage of helicopters and, running tourism seriously.
It happens in other places?
Yeah, it happens in other places. Even within, one country, you would have from point A to point B. Sometimes people would even... look at all the so-called tourist destinations people go to. Take Istanbul. You go into Istanbul, and then you can pick a helicopter and do a city tour of Istanbul.
Oh, okay.
You go into, North Carolina or New York or wherever, helicopter, city tour.
I see.
Instead of getting stuck in the traffic. Because that gives you a bird's eye view. And the view is beautiful from high up.
Than it is from the ground.
You
see a lot more.
You see a lot more.
Yeah.
You're closer to God.
Yes.
So these are things that we need to look at. And these are things that I would encourage the private sector, people with money. This is free consultancy. Of course, they can come and see you. And the Radio Gold will take a percentage, for this advice. But this is doable. It happens elsewhere. And people would be happy to pay. Look at tourist numbers in Upper West, for instance.
Okay.
Upper West is far from Accra.
Okay.
Because there are flights to Upper West. Now people go to Upper West. They go to Jarapa, Dubai.
Oh.
Because you can fly and it's easier within an hour. You're in the
there.
Upper West region. So convenience would make people come in. And convenience, if we create that in the central region, between Accra and central region, would encourage people to go to other parts of the country.
Okay.
Which are equally beautiful, which are pristine, which are exciting to, to behold. So...
Can we also consider rail networks? Is that...
So that is long term. If you want to do proper rail, it's going to take you about 5 to 7 years.
Okay.
You know that politicians don't like long term things. Because of the...
You never know whether you'll be in power for
because
that.
of the uncertainties of elections.
Yes.
All right? They want to do something and be able to commission it or outdoor it and say, look, this is my, legacy. And for that reason, but this is something that has to be done long term.
Okay.
As a country, we need to be looking at the long term development plan and goal so that no government deviates from that. Okay. One government starts it, another government continues. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Look at the N1 highway. It serves all of us. Kufuor started it, God bless him. President Mills, whom we're celebrating this month, continued, God bless him. This is how countries ought to develop, where we look at the national interest, where the interest of the country is bigger than, party or personal interest. And I believe if we focus on the things that we are taking our eyes off, things like tourism, we can rake in a lot of money. Look at the indiscipline on our roads. That's another cash cow.
Okay.
Traffic violations alone, Senna.
We'll make a lot of money.
Oh, my goodness. Each day I drive, I could count the number of violators. Each day. The road rage in Ghana is unbelievable. Traffic violations is unbelievable. And I think if the government is listening, the president should task the Minister for Interior to pay particular attention to that. And if I was the president, I would even say I would wean the police service off a certain percentage of their budget. So you're paying salaries and emoluments, but any other thing they want, they have to generate that. So if they want equipment, they have to generate that. It happens elsewhere.
Would that not create an aggressive police force?
Not
That
necessarily.
finds fault where there is none.
No,
Just
not
to-
necessarily. I mean, that is why technology is there. So there are body cams, you know, where if you are given tickets, for instance, you could actually go to court and challenge. You know, I mean, that system exists now,
Okay.
but except that people don't give tickets in Ghana. And the police officer would rather you gave him the money and
He put it in
he
his pocket.
put it in his pocket. But you see, you can incentivize the police. You give them quotas, raise this amount of money, this quota, okay? And then if you're able to raise that, housing for police, of the amount you've raised, we dedicate X amount to building decent housing units for you. We dedicate Y amount to giving you vehicles and the tools to do your work. And at the end of the day, it's win-win for everybody. Government is happy, the police is happy, the public is happy. Look at death rates on our roads, Senna. In a year, 2,000 people die on our roads, and we are not even outraged as a country. We are not even awake. This is a national crisis. You remember COVID?
Yeah.
2020 to 2022. You know how many people died from COVID-related diseases? Less than 1,500 Ghanaians. And I'm not downplaying COVID-related deaths. But if less than 1,005 of your nationals died in 2 years, and you dedicated the kind of resources we saw, I mean, when COVID happened, you couldn't even go to a church
Yes.
or a mosque without nose mask. You couldn't sit in a bus or a taxi or go anywhere else or come to the studio. And you remember this vividly.
Vividly, yes.
Without a nose mask. And the leader of the country to the last man in the country, everybody's wearing a nose, including kids, minors, wearing nose masks. We put in so much time, yet in 2 years, COVID killed less than 2,000 people. As a matter of fact, the figures are under 1,500.
Okay.
And road accidents kill 2,000 of your citizens a year. And these 2,000 people are husbands, they are wives, they are students, they are workers, they are breadwinners, they are young people, the future of the country. I think the time is ripe for us to do the right things, for us to instill discipline in our society, and for us to punish wrongdoers on our roads, people driving on the edge of the road, on the shoulder of the road, people parking in. I mean, where in the world do you go to and see people actually park for free? I grew up in Kumasi, right? Asokore-Mampong Municipal. I grew up in a place called Sepetimpum.
Okay.
In the Nima, Abu areas, you've got all these heavy-duty trucks who are parking freely. And they are destroying our roads because the oil spills and the roads get destroyed. You and I and the listener pay to fix the roads. Somebody is using the road to run his business. At the end of the day, they're destroying the road for us. And then we keep spending more and more money to fix the roads. So that's another area that, and this should be the assemblies. Look, the assembly should be up and doing. Again, if I was a president, cuts in the amount of resources that would go to the assemblies, especially the municipal and the metropolitan ones. So much opportunity to generate revenue at the local level. I mean, some districts you could understand because of the, lack of opportunities and challenges. But Greater Accra, Tamale, Tema, etc., they should even be paying their salaries from what they generate. Okay? And the opportunity is enormous. So instead of taking taxes up, there are all kinds of loopholes. And then you can look at artisan center. If you want to build a house today, from the plumber to the architect to the electrician to the carpenter or whoever you would engage, the mason, you pay them. That money goes directly into their pockets. They don't pay taxes on it. And I can tell you they earn a lot more than people wearing suit and tie in offices. Yet the person in the office has to pay income tax. And yet, somebody who makes a lot more from being a carpenter and building a house or being a plumber and getting a gig to fix the plumbing works in the house doesn't pay taxes on his earnings. I mean, where in the world does this happen? And we allow it to slide. And you see, all of these people use public services. They use the roads. Perhaps their kids go to public schools. Perhaps their wives or their mothers go to public hospitals. And these public facilities are subsidized. And so if the people who are caught in the tax bracket are the ones paying for these things, and somebody is earning money and is not paying their fair share of taxes, it's not fair on those of us who are paying taxes.
Well, a lot of thoughts this morning. But I wanted to find out from you, before we move on to our discussion, I realized that you mentioned a matter of transport as one of the biggest challenge tourists have. Easy movement.
Yes, mobility.
Yes. What are the other things you identify that Ghana needs to address if we are to make ourselves, like you said, the Mecca of tourism in Africa? What are the biggest challenges you see?
Filth.
Okay.
Our cities and towns and villages and hamlets are filled with filth.
Okay.
And I cry every day each time I see these things. All right? Again, a ban on plastics.
Okay.
Immediate. And then we need to begin to use, paper bags, for our groceries, etc. You see the gutters when it rains, it's filled with plastics.
Okay.
Destroying our environment, it's going to get to a time we won't get yields on our farms.
Okay.
Because the plastics takes years, decades to, get rotten once it goes underground. So we need to, again, that's the job of the district assemblies. And that is why I have really, I support election of MMDCs.
Okay.
All right, whether on partisan lines or whatever, I support that it has to be elected. Because he said, if it's elected, I don't know where you vote, which district or...
No, I vote within this constituency.
Within this constituency.
Yes.
And this constituency is which municipal... is
Greater
Accra?
Central.
Ablekuma Central.
Yeah.
So that tomorrow, if you want to be the MC for Ablekuma Central, you can put yourself up for election.
Okay.
Because you work here, you probably live here, you vote here, you can put yourself up for election. That way you get quality material to run your districts. The districts are like a spoke in a wheel.
Okay.
So if they are not developing properly, it affects everything.
Okay.
If Accra is developing and the districts are, not properly matching up to Accra, and that's why you see the disconnect.
Okay.
So development is not matching up to...
Equitably spread, yeah.
It's not equitably spread. And I think there are several ways that we can solve some of these problems. One, you need to institute a national award scheme for the most cleanest districts to incentivize them.
Okay.
And say that, look, if you rid your district of plastics, you get X amount from central government to build more schools and roads.
Okay.
That's an incentive. Get the DCs cranking. If you generate X amount of revenue from your district, you get to keep Y. Incentivize them to get cranking. And I believe we have the human, capacity as a country. The challenges are not unsurmountable. Okay, we can surmount, the problems we're facing. We can fix them. And it just need all of us putting our shoulders to the wheel.
Okay.
And we also need to rid our minds of the thinking that, it is this government that is in power. It is not my government. And so I don't care what happens. This country called Ghana belongs to all of us, and all of us have a moral responsibility, a duty to help build it. If we build it well, nobody would want to go and stay in America and the UK and Europe and Asia, etc. And I've traveled extensively. I've done 85 countries around the world. I've seen people in places I least expected to see Ghanaians.
Okay. Really?
Right? People in faraway places, you won't believe it.
That there are Ghanaians.
There are Ghanaians there. I was in Trinidad and Tobago the other day, and a bunch of, so I did a Facebook Live, and a bunch of Ghanaians called me. Interestingly, one of them happened to be my classmate from secondary school.
Oh, really?
I'm like, what are you doing here? This is so far away from home.
You found a classmate in Trinidad and Tobago.
Trinidad and Tobago. Ghanaians are everywhere. If we fix Ghana, if we fix Africa, nobody would want to go anywhere because we've got the natural resources, we've got the human capital, and we've got what it takes to do it. And that is why, again, which I believe very shortly you come into the reason why you invited me here.
Yes.
That is why we have decided, Senna, to drive 40,000 kilometers. And for those who don't have an idea what 40,000 kilometers is, that is driving for 163 days.
163 days.
5 months.
Okay. Over a 5 month period.
Over a 5 month period. That's what 40,000, driving 40,000, kilometers is. If you're driving.
Then let's go into the matter of Trans-African Tourism and Unity Campaign. So tell us, you're talking about driving. Not exactly what are you trying to do? And what is your aim?
We're trying to unite Africa.
Unite Africa.
We're trying to encourage a conversation and a set of actions that would allow your daughters, my daughters, somebody else's grandchildren to pick their passports and be able to access 54 countries within Africa.
Okay.
Now, if we're able to break the barriers, commerce, that is trade, Ghanaians who are looking for, Ghanaians, we like pak. The market is a bit slow, so you want to explore other opportunities elsewhere, they could be able to do it.
Okay.
For those who want to go and see things for themselves, tourism, they can go and explore. Okay. So instead of going to waste our money in Europe and America, they don't give a toss about us. All the talk about development aid, donor funding, whatever, they don't give a toss. These are all schemes, to keep you underdeveloped and deprived and to keep you from thinking straight. Okay. Because if you're picking, loans and grants, getting monies for free, it wouldn't push you to do the things that you're supposed to do. But if you wake up in the morning and Charlie, there's no way to pass, no uncle to fall on, no, political office holder to fall on, you have to go and work. Okay? So we're trying to drive. I mean, if we were flying, I'm sure I wouldn't have been sitting here because that's not news. Yeah. But a bunch of crazy Ghanaians wanting to drive to 39 African countries, I mean, that is news. 39.
Through 39 African
countries. Through 39 African countries. So we're going to start from Ghana. Okay. We do Togo. We're going to do a whistle stop in Togo. So what it means is that we wouldn't sleep in Togo. Because Ghana is so close to Togo. Okay. If we leave in the morning, by evening, we're finished. No, I mean, within a few hours, you're in Aflao, you finish your engagement, and then you move to the next country. Okay. So we go to Benin after Togo. We go to Nigeria after Benin. We go to Cameroon after Nigeria. We go to Equatorial Guinea after Cameroon. We go to Gabon after Equatorial Guinea. Then we go to Congo DR, Angola, Namibia, Botswana, South Africa, Lesotho, Eswatini, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Zambia. Then you move to East Africa. So you're doing Tanzania, Burundi, Rwanda, Kenya, Ethiopia. Then you come and do a detour. Because of a conflict in Sudan, we're trying to avoid Sudan as much as possible. And we're trying to avoid all conflict areas. So we're not doing Somalia, we're not doing Djibouti, etc. We're not doing Mali. Then you go to Chad, Niger, and then you drive 40 hours to Algeria. Okay. But here's the crazy thing. And Senna, this is what saddens my heart as a disciple of Kwame Nkrumah. That we are so engrossed in our pettiness as Africans. We are failing to work together. We're failing to, harness each other's potential. we're failing to do things that would make us grow out of our economic situation. I'll give you a typical example. Do you know that from this trip, we have to go through Europe before we come back to Africa? Because from 1994, not 2014, not 2024, from 1994, the land border between Algeria and Morocco have been closed. So the borders, Morocco has closed its side, Algeria has closed its side.
So you can't move from...
So you can't move from Algeria because we're going to drive from Algeria to Morocco. But because of a misunderstanding between the two countries who are neighbors, who are one, but for the wicked white man drawing a line in our respective countries in the 1800s, Africa was one. All right? And because of this, we have to spend an extra 2,000 euros or more to pick a ferry from Algeria with our vehicles to Spain and then drive and pick another ferry to Morocco before we continue. This encapsulates the sad story of Africa, where sister countries are not working together, where neighbors are not talking to each other. And imagine the human costs to citizens of these two countries. I mean, take Ghana, for instance. Togolese move here, we move to Togo to trade and do some other things. Burkinabés, we move there, they move here. Even as far as Niger, they come here and do business. And then you have neighbors who have decided to close their borders from 1994 up till now.
No interaction between the two countries.
Even if there is, I'm not sure, this problem would have lingered on till now. But that also explains the failure of the African Union.
Okay.
Because if you're a regional body, the umbrella body for Africa, and all of these countries are members of the body, and they have a situation from 1994, and you are unable to get brothers to talk to each other to, ease the tension and open their borders, then you have failed colossally.
And that's where I was coming to, because if you have that kind of situation, and it's across Africa, we are reluctant to allow easy movements between our neighboring countries.
Because the white man wants it so. I know disrespect. I know that I've met white people who love our continent, but the system. So when I say Europeans and the West, I'm talking about the system. I mean, this is a system that does not want any African nation to rise. They want to keep you under subjugation. And that is why they got Kwame Nkrumah out. And that is why they got Sankara out. And that is why they got, look at what they did to Lumumba. To the extent that, they killed him, burnt his body, somebody took his tooth as a trophy. And they're not even paying reparation, as the foreign minister once said. Okay?
So
the system keeps you divided, hitting your heads against each other. But we are at a time when we have to say, wait a minute, we are not enemies after all. Even though we may be speaking Arabic or French or English, that's the colonial language. We're actually one people. Before, I think, 1895 or so, when this division was done, 1895 or 84, I'm not too sure about the exact date, we're one people. Look, I speak Dagbani, I'm Dagomba, 100%. When my brothers and sisters from Burkina Faso who speak Musi speak, I understand some of the Musi. When I speak Dagbani, they understand Dagbani. When my brothers and sisters in the Volta region speak, their brothers and sisters in Togo understand them, and vice versa. I was in Namibia recently. In Namibia, they have a meal called Vambu chicken. Okay? It's like Tuozafi here, but look at how far Ghana is from Namibia. And they tell me it's traditional meal from God knows how long. Same food. Go to northern Nigeria, they eat Tuozafi. Go to Burkina Faso. We are one people, and we've got to unite. So we have taken it upon ourselves to sacrifice 5 months of our time to embark on this journey, drive through 39 countries, meeting heads of government.
Okay. That was where I was coming from, how you intend to foster the unity.
Yes.
Because it will not be the first time somebody will have driven through the borders.
It would not be it wouldn't have been the first time, but we wanted our campaign to be a campaign of purpose.
Okay.
So you're not just going to drive around for fun.
Okay.
But you're going to drive around for a cause.
Okay.
And the cause is for Africa's unity.
Okay.
The cause, look, last year, Simi, former MP, former CEO, who's done, as of last year, had done like 70-something countries around the world. I had a valid Canadian visa in my passport. You know, that wouldn't expire until 2031. I had US visas in my passport, etc. I applied for a Botswana visa, and I was denied a visa.
Really?
I'm telling you. That is how ridiculous our system is in Africa, where we would rather Europeans and Americans come, and our own brothers and sisters, we're not even treating them with respect. We're not opening our borders, etc., for people to come in. Botswana, Botswana, look at Ghana. I wouldn't give up Ghana for Botswana, no disrespect. But to have applied for a visa for Botswana and be denied on some fanciful and flimsy excuse tells you we have a bigger problem. Take the Congo, for instance. Visa fee for the Congo is $250. How many Africans can afford that? How many students who are graduating from UDS or Legon or KNUST or, AUCC can afford that? But these students may want to go to some other countries and explore opportunities, maybe for studies, maybe for, job openings, etc. The European Union, which is capitalist inclined, has even stopped, taking visa fees for European nationals. How much more those of us in Africa who've got bigger problems? And so people have argued that, look, we have to put in these visa restrictions because of security. That concern is moot. And I say so, Senna, because technology is there. There's drone technology, retrain your immigration officials, use biometric, passports. Look at our current passports.
Okay.
Beautiful, the current passport we're issuing. It captures the details, everything. And then our governments would have to share intelligence with each other. So instead of being obsessed with wanting to be in the good books of America and Europe, at least the Jamaicans have a proverb that you dance a yard before you dance abroad. And we, the Gombes, have a proverb. Let me take a leaf from A.B.A. Fuseni. That Sarata Talayana Kanai Sambane. That if you want to make a sacrifice, if you want to give an offering, that offering has to start from home.
Okay.
If you have, pardon my French, poor people in your family, and you want to give alms, and there are cousins and nephews who are struggling, and you want to please outsiders. Okay? So, yes, it's a global village. We've got to work with America. We've got to work with Europe for our interest, not for their interest. All right? But we've got to look at what is in Africa's interest. And Africa's interest is for us to unite, is for us to work together, is for us to have one passport for Africans, is for Africans to be able to travel freely, is for us to have one currency.
Okay.
This way, businesses would be able to grow and expand and look at opening in other countries, and if you are bored out of your wits in Ghana, you can pick up your passport and go to Eswatini.
And we'll find a new life. But we have to conclude. A few things. One, I don't know if you would like to talk about, how are you funding this?
Good question. So we've reached out to partners, and
Okay.
Radio Gold, we're so grateful for the partnership. We've got other media organizations that are partnering with us. We've got others who are doing, who are giving us support in kind. Yesterday, somebody called me from, Takra. They said, look, I want to print T-shirts for you guys. I'm just in love with the concept of an African Union so that I can expand my business.
Okay.
We had a meeting with Glyco. Glyco is doing insurance for us, for our vehicles throughout West Africa, and life insurance for us, throughout the journey.
Okay.
So if anyone is listening that wants to, support us in any way, we would really and truly be glad to get their support. This journey obviously is arduous, But we're
It
doing
must
it
be very expensive
not
too.
for us. It's going to cost us about $210,000.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, to go around these 39 countries by road, because fuel alone is about $50,000.
I see. For how many cars are you moving?
We're doing 4 cars.
4 cars. Okay.
We're doing 4 cars. Japan Motors is coming on board with 1 car. We're grateful. If there are other car companies who want us to, test their cars, if there's some Wrangler Jeep somewhere or some, Land Cruiser or Lexus somewhere, and they want to give us these vehicles, we'll be happy, to see which vehicle is rugged and durable, because some of the roads are really terrible. If you go to the Congo, oh my goodness. I mean, it's sad that a country blessed with so much resources has these kind of terrible roads. Again, in West Africa, places like Liberia, the roads are terrible. But that is why we need good vehicles. So if somebody wants to give us a vehicle, we wouldn't mind. If someone wants to make cash donations, through you, they can reach out to Radio Gold. You are our partners, official, one of our official media partners. They can reach us directly as well. The contact number, if you don't mind, 0244-350462. That's 0244-350462. And
what about those who would like to join a caravan?
So it would have been nice to go with you, Senna.
Yes.
But you've got work to do. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
I would encourage you to at least do 1 week with us. And you know how you do it? Just take 1 week off, fly into wherever we are, experience Africa by road, and then fly back home. For those who want to join, unfortunately, we don't want a long convoy, because long convoys means long delays.
Okay.
But of course, if somebody has a Nissan Patrol that can do the journey, if somebody has a Land Cruiser that can do the journey, at least they are faster. Okay. Somebody contacted me yesterday that he has a CRV. I'm like, do you want to kill the car?
Want you to use CRV?
How can a CRV follow, a fleet of vehicles that are Land Cruisers and, Nissan Patrols? So it's going to be an exciting journey for us. Senna is the least we can do for Mother Africa. Kwame Nkrumah and others took bullets. They died for this continent. The least we can do is to spend our time and promote unity and stimulate some conversation, and ensure that we have, visa-free. You know how much visas is costing us? Almost $15,000 in visas for 12 people.
To do
visas to some of the countries for just 12 people, almost $15,000. So that is how ridiculous our situation is as Africans, and this is what we want to break away from. I mean, let's let loose of the bondage of imperialism, of neocolonialism, and look at things that would advance the best interests of our continent and our people.
Well, Ras Mubarak is campaign lead, Trans-African Tourism and Unity Campaign. When are you starting?
We're starting on Monday, the 18th of August, so we are less than a month away.
Okay.
And we'll be away for 163 days, returning in the new year on the 27th of January, all things being equal.
Okay.
So it means we're going to be spending New Year in a place like Senegal or Gambia.
Oh, I see. Interesting. I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate the support. Thank you.
Always a pleasure hosting him. And of course, let's conclude today's show with this funeral announcement. It is with great sadness that the Yali family announces the passing of Ambassador Sam P. Yali. Funeral arrangements are as follows. Pre-burial and burial service Saturday, 2nd August 2025 at State House, 4 Courts, 8 a.m. The attire is black. Interment, private burial. Family gathering continues at the forecourt of the State House. Thanksgiving service will be Sunday,